It's day 9 of the San Diego Trans-County Trail. I already hear people coming down for the waterfall, whooping and hollering, and heard some people playing music earlier. Um, they're coming down the canyon, so the sound carries. Let's see if you can see. It's a cloudy day behind me. It did do some soft rain during the night, probably because of the clouds. Today is bushwhack day, so it's uphill and bushwhack day. All the elevation I lost yesterday, I'm going to be gaining back while bushwhacking through manzanitas at times to get up to El Cajon Mountain. It's not going to be a long distance today, but from my experience bushwhacking last time, it's potentially going to take a while. So I'm going to go ahead and head back to the trail and cross the San Diego River and head up to the trailhead. Then I'm going to hit Four Corners, and then I should be back in the National Forest. Alright, back at the junction. I just saw the group I was listening to cross. Straight ahead of me is where I originally came down on my route. To the right is the permit area of the falls. So I'm going to be heading towards the River Gorge trailhead, crossing the San Diego River. And the water level looks low enough that looks like I can do some rock hops here. We got a couple more wildflowers here. Seen a couple bunches of those on the trail. So currently climbing out of the gorge. You can see it behind me. There's a little shaded area for the people doing the waterfall hike. This waterfall hike is incredibly popular. If you can see it, but there's little fences kind of climbing up the hill here. I have seen regular groups of people coming down. It's been pretty constant, but it's only a little over 2 miles from the river to the trailhead. Alright, coming out of the trailhead, this is where you check your permits, right over here for the waterfall trail. There are bathrooms and water, so I'm going to grab that, and then to the left over here behind the water tower is a truck trail that I'm going to take to the community of Four Corners after I grab some water. Heading up the fire road to Four Corners. You can see I'm getting into a little bit more of civilization. Fire tank down there was the trailhead, which means more rules. I think that ranger actually lives in that RV in the parking lot, but as I was overhearing him talk to the hikers who were going down, apparently if you do this as a day trip, you've got to sign in and out. He just kind of ignored me, which I was okay with. But this is the first day of hunting season for turkey. So I did hear a gunshot earlier, so that explains that. Also explains why the turkeys wanted to kind of sleep next to me last night. They're pretty noisy. They were going in and out of the trees and just heavy wing flaps and crashes like they don't know how to fly or land. But apparently it's turkey season, so I gotta watch out for that as I'm moving through the National Forest. And this is a great shot, I couldn't resist. So right in front of me is El Cajon Mountain. It's in the clouds right now. So that's where I'm going to be ending up today. That is the end of the National Forest and the end of legal camping on this trail. Right below it here where those buildings are in the middle of the screen, that is Four Corners. So I think what happened was when this trail was originally pieced together, there was no community there, and now there's a community and a lot of people have put up like gates. So the options are to bushwhack around it, which is what I tried the first time, and it was a nightmare. Like, it was a bunch of like hills and washes, and it was really hard. Or you can try to navigate the streets around it, and I do have my friend Masochist from First Church of the Masochist. I have his track, and he actually did mark where they ran into gates, but if I can follow his track, I should be able to navigate through the town. Right straight ahead of me is a reservoir. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a good view of it, But that is what's up next on this trail. Okay, already running into some troubles. So this is obviously public access right here. Looks like the masochist track went through a road that is now fenced off with barbed wire. Feeds up with this road. It says it's no outlet, even though this is a road to multiple residences. I'm not sure how far out of the way this road goes. It's hard seeing on the map because it doesn't tell you what's blocked off, what's not. Okay, so I happened to bump into a very nice couple out with their horse, and they were able to lead me through like half of this. So I think this road might be open all the way to the road I need to connect in the National Forest. So it was really, really nice to bump into them. They were super nice too. They apologized because they just moved here and didn't really know all of the trails. So still heading through Four Corners and seeing if I can make it to the National Forest again. And another dead end. This I thought was the last one that was going to take me into the forest. There's a gate with cameras. Okay, I'm going to go back and maybe try another road. Said it ended, the road ended in a certain amount of feet, but I don't know. On my map it says there's an easement. This is a little bit difficult to navigate around. Okay, I have a whole bunch of guinea fowl yelling at me for some reason. And I have all those guard dogs that were barking at me earlier. And it says, not a through street. Road ends 1,000 feet. I'm hoping that means the road ends because a trail begins. I had dogs. Looking at the route masochist gave me, he actually went down this. But again, getting into this community, the route he took is now fenced off. So, hi dogs. This looks a little bit more promising than the other one so far, though. Oh my God. Home sweet truck trail, I think. I'm not even sure if this is going to be accessible in the near future because there's all this construction going on behind me. I was able to kind of take the road past where that water tank is and connect from there, but I don't know how much of this is going to be open in the future. So anyway, this is the truck trail. Should be in the National Forest right now. I only see a pole, not a gate right there. That may change in the future. So a little bit of relief to be beyond the properties. Yo, I think those signs were lying with the cameras and the private properties because it's just this way where those dogs are barking, where I saw that and then backtracked to the other truck trail. But this looks like a maintained forest road, obviously with recent travel. So I think those signs were a ruse. I hate that when people just put up their own stuff, even though it's not real or accurate and you can still access it. I know down this maintained forest road is access to the El Capitan Grande Reservation, and I'm pretty sure they can't cut that off. So I'm wondering if those cameras are real and who put them there. But kind of mad, but on the right track now. I'm going to be taking this until the reservation boundary, and then I do need to bushwhack around the boundary there. On more positive sides of the trail, the ceanothus, the common name for it is California lilac. It's not actually a lilac, but this species of ceanothus is kind of this nice purple color. Smells amazing. Obviously there's bees here. They're loving this right now. They're starting to bloom, so we can get some good views. Some of the houses, if it focuses, some of the houses from Four Corners still, and then on this side there's some blooming ceanothus up there. So and they smell really good and travels a good distance. So That's a nice little treat after fighting my way through that neighborhood. Alright, start of bushwhack number 1. Not quite at the reservation, I don't think. You can see there's a little metal thing there. A little bit further down is actually a locked gate with a no trespassing, and says cameras in use with, I didn't see any cameras last time I checked this out. So this is the start of the bushwhack. It's just around the corner of the property or the boundary lines for the reservation. So even though I'm not at the gate yet, this looks like a pretty easy way to kind of get up to the terrain to go around it. So I'm going to start my bushwhack here. Alright, I'm going to attempt to show the bushwhacking section, even though during the really difficult parts I'm going to need my hands. To push these things aside. This has a little bit more of a clear part, but there's a little peak in front of me that I'm aiming for. It's kind of the boundary of the reservation, so I just need to kind of go over that, and on the other side to the left of it there is the reservation, but it's just the corner, the top corner of the reservation that I'm trying to skirt around, and then the road picks up in the forest boundary again. Hey look, the manzanita are blooming. Whew, I found a rock to rest on during this bushwhack. Gorgeous, gorgeous views. I'm not even halfway. I do not have any good suggestions for this bushwhack. I was following this drainage down here. It's not easy at all. Lots of growth in there, lots of loose rocks. I noticed Masochist was coming higher up on the ridge here, which was kind of nice for a second, but is now kind of miserable at the same time. So I have not found a good line through this bushwhack. Just prepare for it to take hours, and prepare for yourself to get pretty scratched. Beautiful views though. Actually, yes, I do have a tip for the bushwhack section. Take everything out of your hip belt pockets and put them in a place that's a little more secure. Both of mine opened up, and at some point my ibuprofen bottle fell out. So hopefully I won't need that until I can get a replacement bottle. Oh my god, I see the road below. I think that's still technically reservation land though. This is tough. This has been really tough. Oh my god, man, this is a nightmare. This is absolutely dangerous terrain. I'm trying to work my way down. It's steep and I'm getting stuck. Yeah, I don't know. I might be trespassing back through the reservation on the road and bailing on this. This is pretty bad. Alright, this is super dangerous. Let me wide zoom. I'm still going down. This is a combination of bushwhacking and bouldering. Somewhere along the line I lost part of my pole. I did try to backtrack and see if it was there, but it is the same color as manzanita. The bite valve also came off of my water bladder. I almost lost my hat. So I'm not even sure I'm clear of reservation land, but I'm going to get down to that road and I'm going to decide whether I want to keep going or not, because this has been pretty awful. Yeah, I almost lost my hat and I have twigs all in my hair. Oh yeah, and my sleeve is totally torn too. Okay, back at the road, contemplating my life. I did not clear the reservation, so I'm technically still on the reservation. I'm torn between just going. The distance I need to go isn't that bad, but the bushwhacking is. I need to bushwhack up El Cajon, and then I did lose some water with my my exertions, and then be losing the bite valve. So I'm torn. I'm on reservation land already. Do I just go back, hop the fence, go back to Four Corners, get picked up, or do I just keep going? I don't know. Alright, officially clear of the reservation. I'm gonna go for it. I've already put in this much effort and ruined a shirt, so why not? So I'm gonna head towards the bushwhack up the backside of El Cajon, which I remember was a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it all the way up tonight, but I do believe there's a saddle up there, so if I don't make it all the way up, hopefully there will be a place to camp. It's a little iffy doing this because of my water supply is lower than I'd like. I'm just kind of praying there's a puddle or something where I can grab some emergency water, but I'm going for it. There it is, straight ahead of me. You've got the initial climb, very steep in the middle of the screen, a saddle, and then that final climb. We'll see what time it is when I get to the actual start of the bushwhack. I would love to make it at least to the saddle tonight. Alright, there's a gate here. Looks like there's a way you can walk through it, and there's a little opening behind it. That looks like more of the route Mascus took. It might be a little easier. You can see this fence here. Last time I started it at the back of that fence, and for the topographic stuff that looks like a steeper climb than this one, but I'm glad I came all the way up here. I've been going past dry stream bed and dry stream bed and dry stream bed. There is a bathtub here full of dirty water, but you know what? I'm gonna filter it out because I am so thirsty, and that's gonna make me feel a little bit better doing that climb. And you know what? I came down the gate a little bit to use the bathroom, and it looks like there is another opening in here. So I'll have to check these out. It'd be nice if there was actually some sort of social trail, at least part of the way up. I'm not holding my breath though. Okay, so strangely enough, that bathtub water actually filtered pretty well. It tastes a little bit like woody kind of leaves, but otherwise it actually tastes pretty good for what it is. Anyone who's done long through hikes, especially in like desert, you've gotten some water from some pretty bad water sources. That is not the worst water source I have used. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up right here at the bottom of the climb and make sure I get dinner and hydrated and such before I start the climb, and I'll start it as early as possible tomorrow. It might result in an extra day of hiking on the trail, which I'm not psyched about, but we'll see how much I can do tomorrow. However, as I was setting up my tent, I realized I need 2 trekking poles to set up my tent. And remember, this happened to one of mine. So that is my tent right now. It's more of like a lean-to. So I'll see if I can find a stick or something, but I'm going to end today. Tomorrow I'm going to do that bushwhack up El Cajon. And then after that I come down into county parks and going to see how far I can get towards the town of Poway, where I will get a hotel.